Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zero from TechDragon.info, and today I have some footage from a test server, I guess. I'm gonna take a look at the test server, what is new, what changes, and yeah. So, first off, we have a new option in the menu here called Strongholds. Now, I'm currently not in a clan, so I can't test this right now. I did see an option somewhere to create a test clan, so I'll have to look into that, but for now I can't take a look at this, but maybe later. Now, as for the changes, of course the Stronghold mode for clans. 6 new awards in Team Battle mode. So let's take a quick look at the service records, awards. They are not listed separately, are they? Come on, there we go. No. So they're in here somewhere. I think... Yeah, I think these are new. Most of these. That one's new. Yeah, it's pretty much this line and this line here. Not all of them, of course, but from here to here, most of these are new. I think that is new. That, no, that not. No. Anyways, not really important. They're medals. Woohoo. So, back to the garage we go. Let's head over to the tech tree real quick. Go to the... what am I doing? Not German. Russian. And over here we have the SU-85i. It is finally in the in-game tech tree, in-game shop. You can finally buy it for 2,300 gold. Menus have changed. If you right click on things, as you can see, it's just the look of it. The actual menus haven't changed. Quick overview of this tank. The gun is not the most accurate on the planet. It's not a great tank. It's definitely not a bad one either. It's just nothing, quote unquote, overpowered. As you can see, 0.42. The accuracy is pretty shit. Penetration at 120 at tier 5 is not bad. It's not great either. Damage of 160 is pretty okay. This is pretty much the gun from the SU-85B, but at worse accuracy, I think. So, that's the SU-85i. I have done a video on the tank already, so you can take a look at that. So, the map changes. Let's see what we can see here. Let's go into a team training. Let's create one, and let's see if we can find the ones that changed. And of course they're not in alphabetical order, so that's going to be fun. Cliff. I'm not sure if this image has been updated yet, but from what I remember the changes are in this area here. And I think over here as well. I think there's now a path leading up into the hill here, and this has been flattened. This is more flat, so everybody can sort of go up here. Other than that, the lighthouse has a secondary path going up from this side, so you don't have to go all the way up here and like that. But these paths here have changed. And I don't remember, I think that was pretty much it. They wanted to make the map more of a copy, so if you put a line here that it's mirrored from top to bottom, you know. So all the same areas are accessible from both sides. That's what they tried to do. Not sure if that actually worked, but yeah. If I get a chance, we'll take a look at these maps in some other video, but let's see, what's the next one? Hidden Village. Hidden. Himmelsdorf? No. Highway? No. Hidden Village. I haven't been on this map, so I'm not entirely sure what changed, if anything. Oh yeah, right. The town has changed. As you can see here, they have stolen the monastery, I guess it was, from... Oh god, what's the other map? I always forget the name of it. It's been out of rotation for a while now. It's another Asian style map. I don't remember. Anyways, they've taken that temple structure and placed it here. It's hardcover, you cannot destroy it. And the rest of the town's been reworked as well. There's now a way around here. There's a hill here, so you can go around and you have cover to fight around and stuff. And hardcover against Arty. So the town has pretty much been reworked, and that's, I think, the majority of the map changes here. I think the river has been changed a bit so you can cross it at a little bit more positions, I think. I think you can access it from here now as well. And that was, I do believe, it. I don't think any major other changes were made to this map. Next one up is Erlenberg and Halluf. I'm right past them, right? Yeah. Erlenberg. I'm not entirely sure what changed in this map. Haven't seen the map itself yet, so not much I can say about it right now, but again, we'll take a look at some point if we can spot all changes. Halluf, actually, that looks really weird. I don't know, Halluf looks really different on this map. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to take a closer look at that one as well, because this part here looks weird now. I'm not quite sure what they did. This is not at all as it was. It seems to be like this area has been extensively reworked yet again. Again, we'll have to take a look. Airfield has been changed. Let's see if we can spot it from here. This water, I don't remember it coming in that far, at least on the minimap being as clear as that. So I'm not sure if that's new or not. Other than that, doesn't seem like a lot has changed, but it's kind of hard to tell from these screenshots, of course. Sand River, I think that's the last one. No, Komarin. And we'll get back to Komarin later on as well. Not sure what they did now to rebalance the rest of this. Of course, we have the pathways through the water now, but that's not new. That was 9.1, so not sure what they changed now. And what was the last one? Sand River and Sacred Valley. Sacred Valley. Oh, they're putting Sacred Valley back in. That's the one I was talking about, Sacred Valley. That's the one that has the monastery thingamajiggy up here. So they've changed Sacred Valley, I like this map, actually. I was kind of sad that they took it out of rotation. I kind of liked it, but it was a bit one-sided, I have to say. So I hope they made some good changes to it, but yeah, if they change Sacred Valley, it means it's coming back into rotation. Cool. Cool, I'm looking forward to that one. What was the last one I said? Sand River. Sand River. What is new here? I would say the path is a lot more distinctive on this mini-map, so I'm wondering if they changed this up a bit. Not quite sure. It looks like they closed off the hills. Or does it just look like it? Because this doesn't look like it's passable terrain now. I would love for them to close the hills off. I think that was the biggest mistake they made on this map. The hills are such a retarded position. If you held the hill, pretty much you were golden. You won. It was that stupid. If you came from the red side and you just bum rushed it into the hills, and this team only had slower tanks, for instance, you were screwed. You're dead. So hopefully they did that. Other than that, I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of hard to tell with the hills, of course, if they changed them or not, but again, another map we're gonna have to check out. So, what's next? Oh, balls. They couldn't have put this in the same freaking place. Prokhorovka has been changed, and they have split it up into a new map, so kind of like Erlenberg on Fire. Prokhorovka. No, wait, it's not Prokhorovka, it's called Fire Arc. Your freaking Fire Arc, there we go. Ooh, that looks way different. Damn, that looks pretty good. What they've done is they made the map a whole lot more active and more like a combat zone, so there's craters everywhere. I think there's still explosions going on, planes flying over, more wrecks, tank wrecks, I think. So they've really changed up this map, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Because if they have craters, that means for hull down tanks there's more opportunities to actually go hull down. I hope they did something to this area to put some wrecks in, so you have some hard cover here. Hopefully like closer to here and here, so the action is going to be a lot closer, not long range, you know, TD bullshit. So I have to see, and it kind of looks like the ridge lines have changed a bit as well, but I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's just because of a new screenshot of the minimap. So definitely gonna have to take a look at that. Snowstorm effect on Prokhorovka, not quite sure how to pronounce the name, has been changed or reworked, so I don't even remember seeing a snowstorm on the map. Maybe it's because of my settings, I'm not sure. Fixed a glitch causing vehicles to get launched into the air upon contact with certain structures in Pearl River. Aww, no more launch videos, dang it. If you haven't seen them, they're on YouTube. If you push your tank into a certain corner, you could launch your tank into the air and out of the map. It was pretty hilarious. Fixed an issue with blinking Abbey windows on the Abbey map and Gazprom building on Kharkov. I have no idea what that is, but I'm guessing that's one of the specific buildings in that center square, that circle. Rework collision models for windows on certain maps and in Kharkov, so that means you can actually shoot through the windows. The collision models were pretty much just solid, so you couldn't shoot through them, so they fixed that. That's pretty good. Collision models of bridge arches on the Windstorm map have improved, so you should be able to shoot closer past those arches without hitting them, so that's good. They changed the damage from the premium ammo on the 76mm MAA1 gun. The damage was 5 off from a normal shell, so they normalized it back to the same damage. Now, for vehicle rebalances, we have some interesting stuff going on here, guys. AMX50B aim time for the 122mm gun changed from 3 seconds to 2.5. That is a major buff to the aim time, which the AMX50B, to be honest, really needed. We have a buttload of changes. That was it for the French. Germany, the Panther reload time from the gun changed from 4 seconds to 3.4 seconds. So that's quite substantial, 0.6 faster reload time. Indien-Panzer on both the turrets. Let's see, no, yes, yes. For both turrets, the reload time changed. On the well, I'm not sure which of these turrets is a stock. So wait, what? I think there's a. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. I'm misreading this. The aim time has changed from 2.9 to 2.7 seconds. Nice little buff there. And the reload time has changed from 7.5 to 7.2. So buffs all around. Leopard 1, the reload time for the 10cm gun went from 9 seconds to 8.7. There's so many good buffs going on here. For the Leopard Prototype A, reload time from 14 to 13 seconds. On the 9cm gun from 2.9 to 2.5 seconds, and on the 10cm gun from 12 to 11.1. So again, massive buffs to the reload time. Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger reload time on the 12cm gun from 10.9 to 11.5. Good. That thing was overpowered as hell. So that's good. And don't give me the crap with, it has no armor. Boo. You still have a hit pool that's so damn great that mediums still have to shoot you 5 times. You can reload about 4 times in that time span, so don't give me that crap with has no armor, that's bullshit. Anyways, the Waffenträger Auf E100 movement dispersion, so when it's moving, increased by 25%, so no more shots on the move on that thing. When your hull is traversing, the dispersion of your gun increased by 25% as well. So if you're turning just your tank, but staying stationary, your gun will aim less. The spread will be bigger. Reload time changed from 60 seconds to 52. I call bullshit in that. That's for the 12cm gun, by the way. They removed 1 shell from the magazine, but I still think the reload time was fine where it was at, or even should be increased, because the thing can still one-shot most tanks. One tanks I should say, not one shot. Even with 5 shells, the thing still does, from the top of my head, about 1800 damage or something. So that's still pretty damn ridiculous. Waffenträger Auf Panzer IV. Reload time on the 12cm gun changed from 10.9 to 11.6. Good. Reload time on... Let's see, what is this? Oh, on the... Wait, what? Oh, the L55 gun. Okay, there's 2 different guns, both 12cm. My bad. The L61 gun changed to 11.6, and the L55 gun changed to 10.6 from 10. So again, nice little tweaks of a slightly longer reload time, which was necessary on those Waffenträgers. They were OP as hell. Reload time on the L29.5 gun changed from 16 seconds to 17, as well for the L38, also from 16 to 17. Again, the Waffenträgers, all of them were just OP, and there's no way to deny it, they just were. So I'm glad that they did something about that. Let's hope that this is enough, to be honest, because, you know, they're not touching their firepower, just their rate of fire, but it still means they can just decimate you in one shot without even having to aim. I don't know. I think accuracy could have taken a hit on that tank as well a little bit. Anyways, the VK4502P Aufst B got a nice ass buff. It was necessary. The tank wasn't all that competitive anymore. It was one of those ancient tanks that just never really changed. So the upper glacis changed from 170 millimeters to 200. That is major. That is really major. And the lower glacis changed from 150 to 200 millimeters. At 200 millimeter glacis, lower glacis, that is huge. That means that thing is going to be pretty damn hard to pen frontally. And the weak spot in its armor, the machine gun port in the front left, if you look at it, has been removed as a weak spot. So that thing is going to be tough now. Really, really tough. The armor on the frontal section of the roof of the tank has changed from 40 millimeters to 60. So again, it's a little bit of a tweak, but more armor all around. Really good. The Stuk 3 Auf G. Let's take a look. Grab it here. I know you guys have been watching the T44 for a while. We'll swing back to that one. As you can see, new HD model. And it looks pretty shiny. Looks pretty good. Nice track wheels. So yeah, very nice model. The load capacity for the stock suspension, yeah, has changed to 2200 kilograms. Where is it? Here, as you can see, 2294. And the upgraded can have 2569. So I've tweaked the tracks around a bit. Load capacity, that's the other tracks. The whole weight changed from 1200 to 1500, so the whole thing has become more heavy. As you can see, the stock configuration is already 22.68, so it's way heavier now than it was before. And the armor arrangement of the Stuk 3 Auf G brought in line with the armor arrangement of the real vehicle. So they've pretty much just mucked around with the armor, small tweaks, small changes. I don't know exactly what changed. But yeah, just small tweaks all around. I think this like entire front has been reworked with like angles, thicknesses. How this bit looks has changed a bit because I don't think the sloping was quite like that. It just all around changes everywhere. So too many little changes to mention, but yeah, pretty much the entire armor has been reworked on this tank. For Japan, it's not like all the medium tiers on Japan need like buffs because they're shit. What did I do? The Type 79 T key repair cost decreased by 5%. Every nation is getting pretty much buffs all around, getting tanks reworked because they're pretty crappy or because they just needed it or to make it more like real life. What do they do with Japan? They decrease the repair cost on one little tier 4 tank. Thank you, Wargaming. Thank you. It's not like there's a whole bunch of shit tanks in there. Ay ay ay. The Churchill. Let me actually upgrade this so you can actually see the full upgraded version of it, because you know we're looking at the stock configuration. Oh, wait, tracks. Oh, wrong one. Tracks. Yes. Turret we have, and then the final gun. Bigger high velocity. There we go. So, this is the new Churchill model. It has been extensively reworked as well. This is of course an HD model, as you can see. Definitely a lot of details. You can really see the rivets and everything, and the scratches on the armor, and like the rust and texture of the metal. The tank has also been enlarged. The previous Churchill one was about this size. Like this entire frontal track wheel bit has been not added, but you know, stretched out. So the tank is a lot bigger now than it used to be. So definitely a lot of reworks in that one. They say the armor arrangement adjustments to be more accurate, minor changes, but it's a pretty big change. The tank has grown, like I said, quite substantially. The previous model was about this size, so it's quite a bit bigger. Now I don't know if the turret is actually because of it more towards the rear. I feel like it is. Like this has been extended a bit. So that means you're gonna have to show more of your tank if you want to peek around a corner. I mean, if you look at where the turret is located, before you can see anybody around the corner, they can see this whole bit of your tank. Now, I don't think if they shoot you here it will do any damage because it will just hit track and nothing else. But once they get to this bit, they can actually shoot into your side of your hull. So, I don't know, that seems like a sort of nerf, as it were. This is going to be a long video, guys. There's a lot of changes. The information we got for this update before it actually came out didn't do it any justice. There were so many tank adjustments. Now, one of the big ones, the FV215B183, the Tier 10 British TD. Let's take a look. Has been nerfed. It has been so long, and people requesting this for years. Okay, maybe not that long, but the hash ammo has been nerfed. 230 penetration with hash, no longer the 275 that it was before. It went down to 230, which is still a good amount of penetration. I mean, come on. But, you know, people don't like it. You can still run this tank with just AP. I mean, I know everybody loves to spam the hash because of the damage, but AP is guaranteed almost to penetrate anything and do 1100 damage. I mean, come on. That's still pretty amazing damage for one shot. But, you know, people are greedy, they want the highest amount, so they just fire hash. And I'm not sure if this will actually change anything. It does mean that more armored tanks are more likely not to take full damage, so the only people that will actually benefit from this are tanks with high armor, which I guess is a good thing. I mean, they E100 and Mouse really feel passed over because people can just spam premium ammo and just pen them anyways, so against hash at least they have a little bit more protection now. The M46 Patton, let's grab it in the tech tree here real quick. M46 Patton, where are you? There you are. M46 Patton has gotten a pretty huge buff. It doesn't seem that major, but the dispersion of the gun has changed for pretty much every single situation. On turret traverse, on track traverse, on the move, on hull traverse, that's the same as track traverse. Pretty much everything. If this thing is on the move, the accuracy is better now than it was before, and the accuracy of the gun has changed to be better as well. I'm not sure why, but they actually worked on a 105mm gun. Why? Oh no, wait. I hope it's this one. T5EU. Yeah, okay, this one. Sorry, I was thinking that 105. Are you kidding me? No, this one. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, what the hell? Why would they change that? Okay, no. So they reworked this gun. As you can see, the dispersion now is 0.4. Wait a minute. Was this called dispersion before, or was this called accuracy? Hold on a dang minute. Did they have accuracy here last patch? Did they finally change it to dispersion? Because it never was accuracy. This means inaccuracy of 0.4, not accuracy. So if they've changed this to dispersion now, that is great, because that makes a lot more sense. I actually had a discussion with this in the comments quite a while back with someone. It made no sense that they called this accuracy. I don't know if this was changed to 9.1 or now in 9.2, but that's a good change. It's a lot more accurate as to what the hell they're on about. That's good. Maybe I just didn't notice it in 9.1, but that is good. So they pretty much buffed this entire tank accuracy-wise, both on the gun itself as well as on the move, or if you're doing anything with your tank. You know, moving any part, it's more accurate now, which is nice. And they changed the armor arrangement of the M8A1. From what I saw, it was mainly the roof of the turret, so nothing interesting there really. For the Russian side, we have quite a bit of changes. Let's go into the tech tree real quick and take a look. The IS, where are you, little bugger? There you are. Has changes in its armor arrangements. We can buy it real quick. I don't know if I can actually see it. Let's uncheck this, because I haven't owned an IS in quite a while. Yes, updating tankers. Come on. Oh yeah, this changed. This is new. Yeah. yeah, I feel like this has been reworked a bit. I remember this being up here. Yeah, they've changed it a bit. It's like all these ornaments on it have changed a little bit or have been reworked a little bit. It's not an HD model, but I'm pretty sure they've redone the track as well. Look at it. That's definitely not how it was. Okay. They just brushed up the looks of the IS. Cool. Cool. The ASUSTeK 263 reload time for the 130mm gun has changed from 11 seconds to 10.7. Let's take a look at tech tree again. The object, what was it? Object 263. That's a 210 TD. So rework that. They've pretty much reworked this entire line from the SU-100M1. They've reworked these because they're hardly played, and it has more to do with the depression on these two than anything else, but they've tried to make them a little bit more competitive. They've changed the SU-100M1 substantially. Now, if this gun has a reload of 10.17 now, rate of fire, excuse me, the reload time has changed from 6.9 to 5.9. That's a 1 second decrease in reload time. I'm always confused with the increase and decrease in reload times and stuff. 1 second faster reload time. That's quite major, because this thing was already pretty damn fast. That means this tank can now pump out some serious damage. Average damage per minute has now been bumped up to over 2. That's pretty major. It was at 1900 before, I think, if I'm not mistaken. 1 second? Yeah, that's... I'm actually not sure if that's with it. Let's actually buy this tank. Why not? Let's take a look. Zip. And where is it? Here it is. I have been thinking about rebuying this tank, and I might really do now that it's been buffed. Let's put that one on. Yes, that doesn't matter. Let's see, our rate of fire, yeah, it's 10.17. Okay, that was with that configuration. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, okay. So, this thing might now be an interesting tank. Yeah, the depression on this gun is pretty shit, but if you can put your gun at the target, you can output so much damage in this thing now. I'm really thinking about rebuying it now. SU-100, the 101, excuse me, the one after this, this one, has gotten some buffs as well. 100mm gun buffed from 6.8 to 6.5, not 5. The dispersion has changed from 0.36 to 0.35, and I'm talking about the 100mm gun, this one right now. And the reload time for the 122mm changed from 10 seconds to 9.2, and dispersion from 0.36 to 0.35, so a little bit more accurate here. I don't think I would use this gun, but I would use this one. But that's just me. It seems like a way better gun than this one. So, yeah. Now, one of the things I've been waiting on for so long. You go to the beginning here. T44 has been buffed. Its gun has been buffed. Rate of fire is now 7.41. I've checked earlier. Mine is 6.91. My current tank. So this is exactly the same setup, same crew. So that's the best comparison I can give you. 6.91 to 7.41. 0.5 better rate of fire. That's quite big. And I always felt, ever since they changed this gun in 8.10, I think, they changed this gun, they gave it 20 more damage, I do believe, or 10 more damage, and they nerfed the rate of fire. That rate of fire has screwed me over so many times, where I just felt like this gun was lacking that little bit of when you're trying to shoot someone. You were just missing that little bit of reload time between being able to shoot somebody once or being able to shoot somebody twice before they can reload, like heavies and that sort of stuff. So I always felt like this tank was missing something, and I'm hoping that this rate of fire buff can fill up that gap with what I've been missing. This gun is already not very competitive. With 175 pen, it's one of the worst guns at tier 8, if not the worst. It's pretty much a super purging gun, what it comes down to. It's just not a great gun. So having that rate of fire being subpar, wow, to everybody else, was not good. The damage is one of the highest of the mediums, but it was compensated by having a shitty pen, not great accuracy. It's not horrific, but definitely not great. And the rate of fire was the lowest out of all of them, I think, as far as I could tell. So it was lower than the Panther, lower than the Centurion, lower than the Patton. yeah, it was just subpar to pretty much everyone. So I'm hoping this will make the tank a lot more competitive compared to all the tier 8 mediums. So I'm really stoked for this one. Gameplay changes. Removed all historical battle scenarios from the game. They haven't removed historical battle. As you can see, it's still here. You just can't click it anymore. Yeah, they screwed up with the way they did historical, if you ask me. What they should have done is make people go into historical when your tank is stock, because then, you know, that's the biggest point when you can take it into historical, because you don't have a stock tank in there. You have a quote-unquote upgraded tank to historical specs, and if you get rewarded a lot better for it than you would in random battles you pretty much get punished for being stock. In historical, you wouldn't be punished. If they would compensate that by giving you, you know, a default better experience multiplier, or just, you know, it just give you better options in historical for grinding out stock tanks. Make that the places, you know, to grind out a whole bunch of stock tanks. That would be a good idea, but they never hooked into that, so they've removed historical for now. Winter's Himmelsdorf has been made unavailable to low tier battles. Why? Why? What's the point of that? Okay, whatever, I don't know. Apparently they felt the need to not have low tier people in historical, or into Winter's Himmelsdorf. I have no idea. Komarin map is unavailable to high tier, so available only to tier 1 to tier 8. So tier 9 and 10 will no longer see the map, but tier 8 still will. Performance on the Komarin map has been improved, that's always good. 6 new awards for team battle, don't really care. Okay, current average damage percent of Mark of Excellence displayed in a tooltip changed from maximum to current. So I have no idea where that tooltip is shown, to be honest. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea where you can see that tooltip. So if anybody can tell me, might it be in the service record? Vehicles? Is it like in here? Maximum. No. Maybe it's under average damage. Damage cost. No. No. I have no idea. Absolutely no idea where you're supposed to see. Is it in here? Aha! Mark of Excellence. Okay. I guess everything changed. I have no idea, guys. Anyways, back to the garage. I know this is going to be a long video, guys, but bear with me. The SU-100 HD model, and it's looking nice. As you can see here. Yeah, pretty nice. The tank itself, of course, looks pretty much the same, but, you know, HD overhaul. As you can see, the standard check to see if something is HD is, do we have rifling in the barrel? Yes, we do. Okay, it's HD. Track have been changed, obviously, and we now have independent track wheels as well, of course. The complementary log is still present, that's always nice. Ooh, they've even made the core of the log in there now. Nice. So yeah, HD model there. The Stug, I've already showed you that, is HD. The Churchill one is HD. Well, I already showed you, but quick overview again. So, has been HDified. Yes, that's a thing. The visual models have changed, and let's grab the M3 Lee. As you can see, the Lee has been reworked. It looks a lot sharper. It's not HD, but it just looks a lot better. So until we get HD, this will definitely, you know, work. But I just grabbed one of them. We have the ISU-152, the SU-122A, the M18 Hellcat, the M4A3E2, Sherman Jumbo. That's still the E2, obviously. I read it like it was a different one. The Tortoise. Yes, the Tortoise. The Black Prince, the Conqueror Gone Courier, the Panzerkopfwagen 4 Aufs D, the Sturmpanzer 1 Bison, the Panzerkopfwagen B2 720 AF, and the Type 4 Cheeto. Yes, I know I have an awesome accent in reading out those names. Major bug in the collision model of the Object 430 tank fixed. I have no idea what was wrong with it, but apparently something major. For vehicles in HD quality, level of details for various blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's try that again. Vehicle. No, wow, I can't even. Let me drink here. Hold on. Okay, let's try this again. For vehicles in HD quality, level of detail for various display distances reworked. Okay, what this means is, let's grab an HD model. Okay, so if you're on your SU100, which is HD, you'll see this, like this quality level. However, if you see an enemy tank, an enemy SU100, you will see him in more like this kind of quality. Not saying that they are going back to the low-res models instead of the HD models, but the HD models have been decreased by 50% the resolution on them. So your own tank will be in HD, but the enemy tank will be somewhere between this and HD, because at a distance you're not going to notice the difference anyways of an HD model or a reduced HD model, because an HD model is still better quality than this model. So you're pretty much getting the buffed, or you know, the polished kind of graphics, but at a slightly lower detail, which you know you'll really not notice anyways, and you'll get better performance because you don't have to render all those HD tanks. Because that was something I was going to be afraid of. Once every tank has been HDified, how will this affect the game performance? And my guess was it will degrade the game performance by quite a bit. And I think they were fearing the same thing, so yeah. Improved display of shaders on vehicles in HD quality when settings are set to low or medium. So your HD models will look better once your settings are lowered. Yeah, okay, good. Improved textures of certain previous vehicles that would be displayed worse. Okay, right. What this means is some of the vehicles that were polished up looked really weird. And I think, was the T-34 one of them? Not sure. Yeah, I think the T-34 was one of them, where it just didn't look right and it looked like plastic. I think the T-34, even though it hasn't been reworked, I think that was one of them. So a couple of the tanks in the game just looked really weird after the update, and they look like plastic. I don't know which other tank had that issue. I think it was mostly American tanks that had it. I'm not sure though. But anyway, so yeah, they fixed that, which is nice. I think the M103. Yes, it's an HD model, you need to think about it. The M103 had that. They still haven't fixed the lighting in here, have they? They've tweaked it a bit, but the tanks still look weird on the front compared to the back. But yeah, I think the M103 had that, and it does seem to be fixed now. So that's good. Effects of shells hitting certain surfaces have been reworked. Okay. Added a new option in the settings. And let's go into the settings. And we go into detailed. Foliage transparency. This means if let's get out of this. If you are behind your tank like this and there's a tree here, so behind your tank, the leaves will no longer be rendered transparent, but they will be completely removed. So nothing in front of you is going to be removed, but only between your tank and the camera will be removed. So if you were to look like this and there's a tree right behind your tank, you can actually see through the tree now if you check that, rather than having it in your face and being transparent. I'm thinking this option is going to be abused and everybody's going to turn it on, not just for better performance, because I like better performance, so I turned it on the test server. And yeah, we'll jump into a short game after all this. There's so many things that have changed here, guys. Fixed the bug with blown off turrets disappearing into the ground. They have changed some sounds. Vehicle explosion sounds have been reworked depending on the how heavy the vehicle is and the weight, so that's pretty cool. Volume of gunshot sounds reworked depending on the shooting distance, so the further away the lesser you're gonna hear it. That's pretty cool. And for certain vehicles, reworked the turret reverse sounds that were recorded incorrectly. Okay then. We're getting to the end of this list, guys. Holy crap, this is a lot. Green/red line in artillery mode has been reworked. If somebody is crossing your path, it will turn red. If an allied tank is crossing your path, so that's nice. Fixed an issue with auto aim position hanging up in replays. Nice. If you auto aimed in a game and you look at the replay, you auto aim at a tank, and then you drive around towards that way, your gun will still be pointing them. The crosshairs will still be pointing at where you aimed. So it looked like you're aiming there, even though your turret, for instance, if you release auto aim, your turret is turning that way, your aim circle will still be here. So they fixed that. Let's see, where were we? Fixed an issue with vehicles twitching when turning on an inclined surface. So if you were going up a slope and your vehicles would twitch. I don't think I've seen that bug. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I've seen it. Display of yeah, we already got that. Parameters of many vehicles have been rebalanced. I'm not sure if those are more ninja nerfs that they're not telling us about, or if they're referring back to all the buffs that we were talking about earlier. I'm not sure. Certain bugs of the application, failures and crashes have been fixed, always nice. Certain cases of desynchronization of vehicle position on the server and player's client fixed. I'm wondering if that is the moving dead corpse syndrome that we've been having. The zombie tanks? Yes, zombie tanks. Where dead corpses will start moving. Or another issue that I've seen is that somebody was saying that they had a tank that they were shooting at. So let's say they were shooting at this M103. He died. There was another tank behind him, right, sitting here. Then all of a sudden his dead corpse, the M103, moved to way over there. And whenever he shot the tank behind the M103, he would still hit his corpse. Even though physically looking, visually, the corpse is over there. But he was still hitting the invisible corpse. So I'm wondering if they're talking about that, or if they're talking about the randomly moving dead corpses where they're just slowly moving forward. I'm not sure, maybe both, hopefully. Certain bugs related to memory leaks when joining/leaving a battle have been fixed. That's awesome. Certain bugs during battle playback have fixed. That's replays. Okay, that's always good, especially for me, since I use the replay system a lot, and pretty much allows me to do this. Bugs with artillery, gunshots, tracers getting split in certain cases. What the hell? They just split into two? Fragmented shells? That's not cool. They already hit way too much. They don't need frag shells. No. Bug with all enemies getting spotted at a battle completion. I actually noticed this recently. I noticed it yesterday. After the battle, after they killed the last of our tanks, the entire enemy team lit up and you heard like doo-doo, that they get spotted. I was wondering what that was. That was a bug. Okay. I actually think that's a nice thing to have. That way you know where all the enemies were at the end of the battle. If you're wondering like where a certain person was. I kind of like that. They should keep that. Occasional false notification of setting an enemy on fire fixed, and certain minor interface bugs fixed. They actually don't even mention that they've changed these menus. Okay. Anyways, that was it for everything in here. I'm gonna deck out a little tank here real quick, and I'll see you in a battle. And here we are on the Hidden Village map. Trying to zoom out a bit. Do you see the buildings over there in the town at the top of my screen? Yeah, that has changed. Like right over there, the tower. We have the bigger structure over there. I decided to take out my SU-101 just to see what it's capable of. Yeah, let's see what we can do here. Wow. Jeez, people. Oh crap. Oh crap. I'm seeing micro lag, guys. Micro lag might be back once again. My frame rate is pretty good, I have to say, at 57. I mean, I'm recording here, and sorry about that. And my settings are all tweaked up to a decent level, but ever since 9.0 hit, I've been having to tweak down my settings. Now let's take a look. If we knock over this tree, we go past it. Trying to get the whole foliage disappearing. It's not working. Maybe it doesn't work for these trees. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of lag here, guys. That's pretty bad. Why is my mini-maps are damn small? I actually see something. So, as you can see, the reload time of this gun is now under 5 seconds. With a good crew, obviously, but still. Oh yeah, I'm having a lot of lag here, guys. Oh, missed our first shot. Well done. Come on. Yeah, easy cover. But we got one popping out there any second. There he is. Put one into him. Oh, we do get spotted, so let's pull back. Do have 6 cents on this thing. And there's way too much artillery. Okay, they're not getting screwed over, damn it. See, once I decide to help people, things go to hell. Damn it, that didn't go in. To aim for that flat surface. Oh, there we go. Took him out. See if we can do some more. Don't mind that. Actually put on my headset so I can hear game sounds, which is nice. Because I was playing without any sounds. Yeah, we can't see him. That's all behind the hill. Let's just move up here. Not gonna be able to do jack shiz, but I just noticed this. I guess we're gonna see the town a bit more. Let's see, isn't there a bush location here somewhere? So, I'm not seeing the whole... oh crap. Foliage being removed and all that. Put a nice shot into his top there. He's sitting still, so we can try another one. That one went in. I'm not sure if he's still there. That would have killed him if he was, so I doubt it. Now this is definitely a very nice and mobile tank. Put one into him. Angular armor, bounce a shot. That's what I liked about this tank. It's very mobile, and if you angle, yep, just track damage. Let's fix that because I just want to take him out. Oh shit, but yeah, we didn't angle. Okay, well, we're gonna beat his reload. He's dead anyways. So yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna rebuy this tank. It's fun, and I like. This is basically E25, but better. The only problem is depression. As you can see, depression is, it's workable though. It's not the most horrific depression. It's just not good. Let's see if we can find the last person. Actually, let's see if we can just show you the... oh, that's new. I'm just going to show you in a map. Screw this. So, we have that building over there now. So we can zoom out a little bit. I'm not even worried about that person, but you can definitely not cross the river here. That's for damn sure. So that wall, I'm pretty sure, is new. Yeah, dead tanks loading in, even that is causing lag. So there's still a lot of lag with finger loading. But keep in mind that this is on my secondary hard drive, and my main world of tanks is on the SSD. So it's gonna be a long range shot. Oh, I just barely missed. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah! Let's take a look at the stats, and somebody just got team killed. Fantastic. I just noticed my music is on. Whoops. Yeah, fantastic. Idiots. We did 1700 damage, wow. It felt like a pretty shitty game. Then again, we got pretty shitty experience, but really didn't do a whole lot. But 1700 experience. I think I'm gonna rebuy this tank, guys. Let's actually take a look real quick. I know we're getting off topic here. I have a 51% win rate, but this was quite a while ago that I played it. And look at that armor use efficiency, 2. Holy crap, that's major. But look at my damage ratio, almost 2. Destruction ratio, 1.8. I did pretty damn well on this thing. Destroyed 1.16. Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy this thing back, guys. And I might even sell my SU-100 for it. Not sure, because I kind of would like to reuse that crew, because this is my SU-100 crew. So I might do that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. Anyways, I think that was enough for now, guys. Pretty long ass video, but there was a lot of changes in this patch that they didn't notify us of ahead of time. Yeah, the IS looks different from the front, the profile. Of course, the turret here is... let me upgrade that real quick, so you can actually see the upgraded turret. Because that's a stock turret, obviously. And let me put the actual gun on, because this is not helping for the look. There we go. That's the IS we know. And love. So yeah, this frontal armor definitely changed, and some texturing here as well. And hey, look, a fender bender. Boohoo. So yeah, that is World of Tanks 9.2 for you. Stronghold mode, I'll take a look if I can get a video of that. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.